Hi, my name is Dimitrios, and I'm the head of data science for Inawisdom. In this session, I want to talk to you about artificial intelligence in debt. What do we mean by debt? There are a lot of organizations out there that handle customer debt, such as telecommunication companies or even utility companies. These companies ask their customers to make frequent payments, and as a result, these frequent payments may result in debt. So for an organization to be able to manage that debt is crucial. From our experience with different customers, we in Inawisdom have come to 4 different solutions involving customer debt and AI. And these are debt provision, debt prevention, optimizing collection, and debt simulation. Many organizations might struggle to accurately predict um, how much debt they need to put aside really to provision any debt. Other organizations might need to find different plans and strategies to mitigate the risk associated with debt, especially in these difficult times that we live in. And also, debt is rarely an easy topic, especially if you're a customer. There are many cases that vulnerable customers have faced perhaps very high debts. So for a company to be able to help these customers go through this difficult time is very high in their priority list. The next AI use case is debt prevention. What do we mean by that? By debt prevention, we are trying to create a tool to identify these cases, these accounts or customers that for any reason might fall into debt. Not necessarily bad debt, but debt in general. So again, we can leverage the power of AI and go back into the data, into historical cases, and identify those patterns really that perhaps suggest that a certain customer type or customer group can really end up in an unfortunate position of having debt. And the idea is to bring that as forward as possible before really having seen any symptoms of debt generation. So, for example, if we could identify even from the onboarding stage that this is a risky customer or this is a vulnerable customer that we need to spend some more time and energy really to support, then that is valuable. This is not only to understand perhaps who can become a bad debtor in the end or help us create a provisioning sum at the end of the year, but really to support these cases where we see vulnerable customers and perhaps problematic onboarding. The next topic is optimizing debt collection. Again, for many reasons, customers might end up generating debt. Perhaps they miss the first payment, perhaps they miss the second one. The question is, what can organizations do to support this customer? And how can they bring the collection as early as possible? Again, we can turn to AI to help us with this case. We can look back at historical cases and find the cases where a strategy was successful or unsuccessful and learn from this. We can start building some next best action models specifically for different customers. For example, one customer might respond well to an SMS, or another customer might respond better having a phone call about their debt. So finding what action is best for which customer is the key here. And we can do this looking at previous data. And we shouldn't really stop there. We should think about what is the next best path. So a series, a sequence of different actions that can maximize the likelihood of bringing the debt earlier or supporting the customer really to pay the debt. In this slide, you can see exactly this analysis. With the blue line, you can see the actual performance of the organization collection strategy. While with the orange line, you can see the predicted one. So the thing that the action, the series of actions that the machine learning has predicted. And you can see there is a difference here. And actually, even around at step 4, you can see that we can predict way earlier when a collection will happen. And we can do that for each individual person. Perhaps we can use some reinforcement learning or some other fancy machine learning or deep learning techniques to really create a hyper-personalized model to capture the different collection optimization paths. And finally, we have debt simulation. So debt simulation is really a way to put all of this information into one cohesive story. There is value in helping customers understanding their most optimistic or the most pessimistic scenario, especially in the days that we live in. To do that, we leverage advanced analytics and simulations, but also the previously developed machine learning models. For example, the debt provisioning models or the bad debt detectors, or perhaps baking in information about the best debt collection path. So these were the 4 use cases in using artificial intelligence in customer debt management. And these were debt prevention, debt provision, optimizing collection, and debt simulation. Now, if you want to find out more about our work in this space, please visit our website and have a look at our published use case. There's one specifically interesting about Northumbrian Water. That's a project that I worked on. So please do have a look. If you have any comments or if you want to share with us your use case, perhaps a business opportunity, we're all ears. So please don't be a stranger. Come and find us. Thank you.